It's your queen right there.
Hey, how you
So
guys? How you guys doing?
we are doing very well.
Good.
Brother Jamu is doing very well also. Uh, we are here again. We are here again.
All over the world. You
Yeah,
see my
yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
wife?
yeah. Oh yeah, we are seeing your beautiful wife.
Look at it, too.
No, we clapping for her. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the day
Right.
again, and we are live on African Loudest Debate. Joining me is my brother from another mother, my brother in the struggle, Mr. Ajamuniche, all the way from Orlando, Florida. Let us put our hands together for him.
See if you can flip it.
All right.
And on my far right,
Can I put it
as
right
you
there?
guys have seen already, that is my brother. I think he's in
Turn
the
it over.
car right now as we
Oh,
stream, and he is not alone, but he's with his very beautiful wife. And we will get to know the name of this woman also very soon. But right now, let us just put our hands together for our brother Timothy. Thank you so much for coming.
thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that
Great.
wonderful introduction.
Thank you so much, Mr. Timothy. Brother Ajamu, you know for sure that this show here is not scripted. We speak our mind, we speak exactly what is on our mind, and we don't even edit anything. So it's a privilege to have you and Timothy also on the show. Some people will be joining us very soon. I don't know what is happening. I think it's network in Africa, but then I believe that will be joining us very soon. So today's topic, Mr. Ajam, before you say one or two words to our viewers, those who are streaming in Africa and those who are streaming out of Africa, before you give them a greeting and all of that, I just want you to tell me what you felt when you heard about the topic that we have today. And let me remind you the topic again. I know you are reading it right there, but let me remind our viewers right there about the topic that we have for today. So the topic of today is that will Africa ever gain or earned the respect of the world? Is it possible that we can be able to gain the respect of the world? So when you heard this topic, what is that? What was the first thing that came into your mind?
You talking to me?
Yes.
Um, I mean, yeah, you would have to like. I guess the first thing is like, whose respect? Like, I don't like. Are we trying to get respect from other people, or how that work?
I would like to interject if you
Yeah,
don't mind.
Yeah, cause I don't. Yeah, cause I'm just trying to figure that out. I don't try to get respect from anyone. I just do what I got to do, and if they show respect, then so be it. But not trying to get respect from anybody.
Yeah, I would like to elaborate on that if you don't mind, brother.
okay.
So so when I heard the topic, I was under the impression that it was like saying, what will it take for Africa to get respect? You know,
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah,
and it's just like with any person ever born, in order to get respect, you have to show respect.
exactly.
And for one thing, you have to show respect for yourself first and foremost.
Yeah,
And so, which is why a lot of people don't respect other people, is because they don't respect themselves. And it's just like the brother
okay.
Ajamu said, it ain't about going out and trying to get respect from people because and with respect, will get respect because we know how Africans hate one another. And there's a lot of self hate,
Yeah,
is what we're learning that Africans have. There's a lot of self hate. So
yeah,
why would anybody respect someone who hates herself? so have self-respect, don't have any self-respect because they have self-hate.
Yeah.
So in order for Africa to have respect, first you got to have self-respect.
Yeah.
So
Oh
that's the
yeah.
answer to your question. If people want, I mean, if Africans want people to respect them, they have to respect themselves, and then they will start respecting each other.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Plain and
I
simple.
that.
Thank you, thank
But
you, thank
now,
you.
brother Timothy, you're breaking. But if we're done, I got a question for you. When you talk of self-respect, and a person who life has treated so bad that he ended up like doubting himself, and he ended up feeling like he's good for nothing because he has been told that over and over that he's good for nothing. How do you expect that person to have any monicum of respect for his or herself?
Well, it's not so hard if you understand that you are a child of God and who you are. That was one of the things that our ancestors left us on the pyramid that they stole from us. It's the knowledge of self. Again, that's why people hate themselves, and that will allow people to tell them lies, and they will sit there and listen to them lies about themselves. It's because they don't know who they are to begin with, and it all begins with the parenting and the upbringing.
Okay.
We have to teach our children who they are. But how can you teach your children who they are if you don't know who you are?
Okay.
See, our original religion was to know thyself. And it's our colonizers who came in and told us, no, 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 you have to know Jesus to get to God. No, no, no. If we're the children of God, we have to know ourselves to know God.
Okay. That is
That was
powerful.
the that was the first original deception. The biggest lie was telling Africans that they have to know Jesus to get to God. No, you have to know who you are to know God. How you gonna get to God? Because you know what's gonna. I'm a minister. If you don't know who you are, and you get to the pearly gates and you go to heaven, God is gonna ask you who you are. Who are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
And what are you gonna tell him? I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So that was the biggest lie that they ever told, was that, oh, you have to know Jesus to know God. Jesus didn't even say that. The reason Jesus said, I am my Father are one, and to get through me, you got is the way to the Father, is he was telling us that that's what we're supposed to tell people.
Yeah. 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 So
That we have to know ourselves to get to
yeah.
God.
Yeah,
That when
that
you
is
see us, you
powerful.
see our Father.
That is really powerful, and I'm still trying to let you know something, brother Ajamu also, and brother Timothy. I want you guys to know something. I don't know any of you have ever been on the continent, but I will just explain something to you guys. Like if we go to Senegal, right? Now, Senegal are people with the most melanin on their skin, so they tend to be dark in complexion more. Now,
I thought it
the,
was Sudan.
yeah, so they tend to be darker in complexion even more, right? It's in South Sudan, but then even people from Senegal are also
Right.
very dark in complexion.
Absolutely.
And
Right.
now, if we look at what happened is that if we watch your TV here in Africa, the TV has defined beauty to us as a fair in complexion person. And now, how hard is it for me to tell a young person who grew up watching TV all his life, but he has a black skin, like a very dark skin, and how am I going to tell this person that, listen, your skin is okay, but then the standard
You,
of beauty that is being measured?
you're,
Can you guys hear me?
well,
Yeah.
your camera. Everyone, somebody is typing about your camera.
Um, somebody said you should let them in. If somebody,
No, the camera.
okay, cool. There's somebody in now. My
The,
camera. So whoever wanna see my camera or
Get him.
my distance, I apologize. It cannot come on now because my device I'm using is not allowing me to show my face. I'm sorry about that. I will fix it in the next show. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Mr. Timothy, you are still there, right? Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yeah. So I want you guys to follow me carefully about this point that I'm raising. Now, I gave an example of somebody from Senegal, right? And now this person grew up the whole of their life. They believe that beauty is measured on how light your skin is. And now, what will you tell this person exactly that will clear that mindset? Because remember, this person is looking down on himself. First point, the person is looking down on himself. So, how will he even treat the next person? Because he is having challenges loving himself at the first point. So, do you think, like you said, like you rightly said when we started the show, if you think that if I cannot love myself, who will even love me? And if so many conditions have been placed before me to hate myself, what will I do to love myself?
Well, those days are pretty much over because with the knowledge that we have in the palm of our hand, we're able to show people that those are lies that are being told all these years, all our life. So right now, all those are just excuses because we have access to too much information. So that's all that is. When a brother or a sister or anybody doesn't love themselves, it's our job to teach them what love is by telling them how important they are and how it ain't about just them loving themselves. It's about how they have the spirit in them and they're being deceived not to be in tune with their spirit. And that's what it's all about. That's why we say the devil is a lie, because the devil never wants us to be in tune with our spirit. And we can never be in tune with our spirit if we're listening to the devil tell us all these negative things about ourselves. So with us having this your knowledge and we knowing that there's people out there like that, we have to tell these people, look, those are lies that you're being fed about the color of your skin. And we could tell people and teach people, look, how powerful their skin is and why that they're being lied to. See, the thing isn't just about telling people, oh, you're being lied to, you're being lied. It's about showing them how. Because as a minister, I was taught Jesus was the inventor and the originator of show and tell. He didn't just tell people, he showed people. And that's why Christianity is so powerful, because it ain't all about talk. It's about showing people what you're talking about.
Yes, 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 yes. That is well, that is like real powerful because me and you, we can sit here and me and Mr. Ajamu have been talking about this thing over for a very long time about how it is easy to sit and talk about it than to do something about it. But the most impactful way to get to people is not just by talking, but is by doing something. But now I am still on. I'm sorry about that, guys. I am still on this case of how hard it is for a black child living on African continent or living anywhere to love themselves, because the
I,
conversation started very well. You
I
said
know.
Sorry. Okay, you
Yeah.
said the love must be, first of all, we must start with ourselves. So but now I am just trying to let you two understand how hard it is, how hard it is if I grow up in an environment that over the years they told me who I am. It is not easy for me to wake up one day, and just because Mr. Timothy or Mr. Ajamu said, no, that is all a lie. But remember, the lie has already been inscripted in my head. I believe it. So, like today we were in church, and our church is predominantly white, sorry, black people. Then I saw two white people came into the church, and after the church, we do shake hands with people and all of that. And I saw how many people were not comfortable, like intimidated. Oh, I don't know the right word to put, but then they were not fine, like free with those people. So what I'm trying to say is that over the years, these people have this mentality that I am nobody, I am qualified for nothing. My skin has put a limit on me. So with this kind of people, as you said, okay, cool, is by doing something about it. If I agree with you that is by doing something about it, what exactly do you think can be done about it?
I think, like I said in the group earlier, we're already doing what needs to be done, and that's educating the people about who they are and doing the things that we need to be done for the people that we love, to educate the people we love. So we're already doing the work that needs to be done. We already have youth following us. So the stage is already set. It's already aligned in the stars.
I think
God's prophet God's prophecy started being fulfilled in 2012. So there's nothing that the devil could do to stop Africa from rising to greatness.
yeah, I think I agree with all the statements that have been made. I think for me, uh, my big thing was culture, was understanding the culture that was removed uh, from or separated from my family 10 generations, 11 generations ago. So what I did was examine
Take a scoop.
the group of people that I
Just
was
want to take a
separated
scoop.
from as far as DNA is concerned, if that's even a thing. Um, and then that helped me learn to love myself more because of the fact that the culture that I came out of was actually predated the culture of the people that told me I needed to follow them versus anybody else on the planet. So for me, it was
And
culture. It wasn't a spiritual thing. It wasn't like that. Now later on, my spirituality changed. My spirituality changed. Things change on my views of spirituality and so forth. But at first, it was just the initial culture that motivated me to keep going and understand myself even more.
and that's why I wanted to say about talk about the spirits that is over Africa. There's a spirit from the spell that's been casted, and so by coming back and forth from Africa to America as Black Americans, teaching our brothers and sisters, that creates a spirit. So I was telling the group earlier about creating spirits. See, that creates a spirit of hope and optimism when you see your brothers coming from across the water to show you love. See what I'm saying? Those type of things are the type of things that we need to do to further what we're doing, is to create that spirit of love, that spirit of hope and optimism, and that creates activism that gets more people involved. That that's what why I like to use Jesus as an example, because we have a book that a lot of people read and can relate to. So I used to like to use Jesus as an example for that purpose. So when Jesus was on the road to Emmaus, to Damascus, and the scale fell off Apostle Paul's eyes when he was persecuting and killing the Christians. That's what we're doing. We're making the scales fall off our brothers and sisters' eyes by giving them the truth of who they are.
Wow.
And that's in the
That is,
spirit of God by us all acting in unison.
yeah, that is powerful. That is
So by
powerful.
us, Black Americans,
Yeah.
and us from the Pacific, we're all coming from across the waters to educate our people. That is the spirit and the energy that we need that's going to cast that spell from up, that the devil has over our people. We're going to do away with it with our actions.
Yeah.
Can't talk about it.
But you see, Mr. Timothy, I see got a question for you, and you have elaborately explained how we can gain our respect back. But my fear and the question is coming from the place of my fear, is that we have been programmed. And now, when the mind is programmed, it takes like so long for you to unprogram that mind. And so, if you look at the people that were born from the 80s, 70s, and up to even the 2000s, now their definition of success is based on the Western way of definition of success. Now, if we look at that as Africans, is there any chance of us saying we can ever gain the respect of the rest of the world? Why do I say this? Because if we come to our continent, there is nothing that most of the things that we consume, we do not produce them. And there is no way that I come to your house every day I eat, I come to your house every day I eat, and I will expect you to show me any form of respect. In fact, it is
I'm gonna
not
have to.
about,
Hey, I'm gonna have to stop you because I'm letting you go on and you're wrong. You're
yeah, I
absolutely
hear
wrong
you. Okay.
because of the fact that you started out by saying once you've been programmed, you've been okay. So you're right about you've been programmed, but once you've been programmed, you become retarded. You're not thinking right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so this is how you've been retarded. You saying that Africa doesn't have respect, but they programmed you to think backwards. Africa does have respect. Africa has more respect than any nation in the world.
Okay.
That's why every nation, that's why everybody is coming to Africa and wants Africa minerals and resources. And that's why
Oh,
you've
yeah.
been programmed to hate yourself, not to know who you are. You've been taught to hate yourself so that people could exploit you and plunder your rich nation, the most richest nation in the world. That's why they
Exactly.
retarded your mind not to know who you are, to know how powerful and how rich your country is, so that they could take
So,
advantage of you like the devils they are.
so, Mr. Timothy, if I could stop you right there and direct this question to you immediately. You know, there is a difference between having something and knowing that you have something. It doesn't matter what you have. If you don't know that you have it, you cannot use it. And if you cannot use it, it
Yeah.
doesn't make any meaning to you.
Mm.
So
Exactly.
by you saying we have everything, but we do not know that we have it, goes back to what I'm talking about. That we are not respected because we do not know who we are. Because if you don't know who you are, definitely people will tell you who you are not, and you believe them.
Did you
And,
grab
and
the
nobody
sanitizer
will
we
tell
had?
you
You
the
know what
right
a
things
di-
about you.
you know what a diamond is, don't you?
I do.
Yes, we do.
You know what chocolate is, don't you?
I
Where you
do.
think
Yes.
all that stuff comes from?
Coffee,
Yeah, they come from Africa.
oil,
Yeah,
every mineral,
it
every
comes from
mineral on the
Africa.
planet is on the continent.
Yeah, so how can you not know?
So
See
Mr.
how
Timothy,
retarded that is?
hold it there for a second. We are joined with Busi is from Soweto, and we are also joined with Sfiso. So these two young people, in fact, if we hear what they are doing, is exactly what Timothy is saying we should do. They are rebranding Soweto. They are actually rebranding Soweto to become one of the most clean city in South Africa. So I had opportunity to go there and I saw what they were doing, and I was super impressed. And today they are here on this show with us. I would really love them to say one or two things before we go back to the topic. So Busi, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. My fellow Sowetan a few months ago started a cleaning up campaign because we wanted other disadvantaged neighborhood that us to be clean as Soweto. Hence our campaign, clean as Soweto, right? It was also to inspire the young people in our community to take ourselves a bit more seriously and to gain respect. Because a lot of the times when people come, uh, yes, they come for the big five. Yes, they come to see what is Africa is today, but they'll also wonder why do we live in so much dirt? That's another dinner table topic that's always on everybody that comes to Soweto. So we try to take that off the table. You know, people must see us differently. So that's what we're doing.
See, that's the spirit. Your work, what you're
Yeah,
doing, you're creating a positive spirit in the youth that's gonna last for
yeah,
generations. South
Exactly.
Africa is one of the South Africa is one of the most proudest nations in Africa that know who they are because of Mandela. They have an icon that they
Yeah.
can look
Out of
to that is
here.
still.
Yeah.
you know,
You have a lot of freedom fighters.
yes, we do. I think when I saw what we were going to speak about today, in my mind it was also about how the music industry can start talking about our own heroes a lot more. In
Oh yeah.
every song, in every hit song, let's talk about our heroes a lot more. Let's talk about what makes us proud. Our own brands. Let's make it deliberate. Let's make every industry have the same interests, and that is to
Oh yeah.
advance um, our continent.
Oh yeah.
And I just feel like the formula is there, the system is there. We just need to copy and paste it. It's not one of those things where it's a secret. There's no secret in how to do it. You know, um, as well as I mean, today our one of the biggest headline in South Africa is how the UN government is not taking uh, vaccinated South Africans seriously. You know, that's one of the biggest headlines really. That lets you know how much people do not respect us. We get the vaccines from you guys, and then you tell us no, these vaccines are invalid. The vaccine does not come from Africa.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
People
yeah,
don't respect people who fight each other, who fight their own people.
wow, yeah, that's true.
That's
We do fight each other. Um,
Lucy
yeah,
just
we
said
do
that's
fight
true.
each other, and it's true. Africans fight Africans. I mean, in South Africa, there's lots of headlines about us being xenophobic towards other people, and that was true. I did witness that. I remember being in Ethiopia once, and I was telling people, "Oh, I'm proudly South African. I'm from South Africa. I'm from South Africa." And everybody was around me asking me questions, on behalf of South Africans. You know, and sometimes I go to sometimes because of how South Africans behave.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not easy for me to admit that I'm South African because of how South African behave towards other people. And the people who don't have access to people outside, they don't know that people don't take us seriously. They don't know that people take us serious enough that when we do something that is out of their perception of who we are, it affects our image negatively, you
Yeah.
know. So Mandela, unfortunately, was one of the few South Africans who lived from within. He lived peace. That it was from inside of him. It was not on a document. It was not a campaign. It was who he is,
Wow.
who he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm about to see the Queen Mother
And I
right
also
now.
thought about how the world never took us seriously if we let them acquire resources easily. Like your visa. We pay for a visa to go overseas. They don't pay for a visa. It's easy
Yeah.
for them to have businesses and houses, but it's not for us.
I'm a little bit in church right now.
So I thought of those things that no, what let's try restrict the privileges of people out of Africa. It starts there with me.
It starts with me. And thank you very much, Busi. Busi, I don't know, the names are not
Yeah.
appearing. Is it Sfiso that is online now? Or
No,
Jabu?
it's Jabu Kumalo.
Oh, okay. So Jabu, can you say one or two things to the people?
It's Jabu.
Um, Good evening, everybody. Sanbonani. Okay.
Zani,
Sikhona siyaphila ninjani nina ba?
Zafir.
Ya
Konjani,
siyaphila.
Jabu?
Ngiyaphila kunjani mabu?
Konjani?
Ngiyaphila nami mama. I think it is for me, we need to derive a new narrative as
Yeah.
Africa, as a continent. All I listen to is ideas and thoughts and emotions, and that has been there for since Mandela's time. Since
Yeah.
we have no action, we have no
Okay.
Sangakaras, we have no the list is long. We have no Gaddafis. We have no. So we are not going to win any battle as long as we're still talking. We
Mm.
need we need a collective new narrative. We need a collective new action. We need a collective new approach. Dimensions of network. We need
Mm.
our own platforms. We need to own. We need to own. We need to
Yes.
own. We talk of all these minerals and everything. Owning them does not mean that we must sign in paper. It simply means that we must take stock of what we have and see how
Exactly.
we best own it, because
Mm.
we are good. We are good narrators. We good emotionally. We talk. We do everything. We can go on for the next 6 years, 20 years. We're talking. We're talking. That's all we do is we talk. There's no action.
Mm.
So how are you gonna reclaim what is yours when you're talking? Yes, it's a mindset game, but this mindset game requires you to put action into place. This mindset game requires you to put infrastructure, resources, everything. It needs you to work. It needs you to participate, not talk. We can talk as much as we want. We are good at talking. We can't all be Oprah Winfrey's. We can't all be all these Trevor Noahs. They are not solving things. They are entertaining things.
Yeah.
We are not. We are not solving. We are entertaining.
Mm. Mm.
It is time to be really serious. What are we leaving behind for generations? 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line. Talk. We need to revisit how we are doing these platforms. Are we in it just to be popular that we can talk? Oh, he spoke better than so and so. Oh, he's better than. Where? Where is the action that proves the betterness?
Wow.
So I don't usually go onto platforms and talk because it's all it is. It's talk.
Yeah, but
What
Jabu,
a,
Jabu, you see, when I came to Soweto and I saw what you guys were doing. I remember Subusisa spoke to me, and I told him that when I got out of that place, the inspiration I took was simple: time for talk is over. Like,
yeah,
because if people can come together and do what you guys are doing, then I
yeah,
think let's say all the Ekasi, all the townships start doing what you guys are doing.
yeah,
Johannesburg will be clean in just a year
yes.
or two. So I
And
totally agree with you.
And in that cleaning, what opportunities lie around it? We create opportunities in that space.
Yeah.
We use our hands in that space and we create opportunities that we will best understand. We are not willing to start from zero to grow. We want to start from 100 to grow. You can't. Where's your foundation? Where's your ethics? We need to derive new methods of ethics, new method, evolved, not new, evolved methods that position us differently. How do we feed our kids? What language do we talk to them? What is our identity that will take us next to the next 100 years? From wherever you are, whether you're sitting in Kenya, whether you're sitting in Dubai, whether you're sitting in New York, it does not matter. What is it that we collectively sit down and say, this is the new program? Why are we
No, it's true.
following people's programs? What is our program? Diaspora, Francophone. What is our program?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we've got the platforms. It is the action that needs to happen. And what action are we taking? How do you go and clean somebody else's house when you have not cleaned your own house?
Exactly.
So clean your house so that when you go help somebody clean their house and things are not going right, you've got your own clean house to go to. You go to Portugal, they speak Portuguese. They practice Portuguese elements. They practice Portuguese things and everything. What do we practice? We want to be in a hurry to go to Portugal. What are you going to get? You're going to leave your wealth in Portugal, make somebody else rich.
And
You're in a
and
hurry
and,
to
and
go and play in the European League because we are sevens. We are going to excite people. We must be practical and be realistic. We are
and
entertainers. That's all we are.
I I think Brother
Yeah,
Ajamu
when
would
does it
really
stop?
love to talk about the thing that you have just raised, and these are very powerful points, Jabu, because at the end of the day, talk alone will not take us to where we want to be, and hence I see so many Africans out there trying to do something, but it comes back to we not being able to love who we are. For example, you gave example of people traveling abroad. If we go to North America, sorry, North Africa, people die trying to cross border. A lot of people die trying to just cross border, and they will tell you that it's greener pasture. Hence, I was telling Mr. Timothy that there's a difference between having something and knowing that you have something. If you go to American embassy in Nigeria, it is always full. Like there are too many people. Everybody just want to leave Africa. Everybody just want to leave Africa, and this is no joke. And if we have all of these things as we claim to
Wow.
have, why is it that everybody want to go? Everybody want to, like we call Europe greener pasture. Like we said, that's the place to get greener pasture.
Mm.
So I think the mentality, the
I
question
think that
is,
that is why we're trying to.
yeah, yeah. Go on, Busi.
Yes, Pussy. I don't think Pussy, are you still here?
Yeah, she's still on.
Yes, I was just saying, Guti, that's the reason why we've started all these new campaigns. We want Soweto to be a city. We want to give a new legacy, and we are understanding that if this generation does not stand up for what they believe is right for their own people, nobody ever will.
Yeah,
We are standing up for all the people, that inspired us before. We are saying that we've read the books, we've read the poems, we've watched the stories. We're not going to implement. As Jabu said, there's no talking for us anymore. There's no more talking left us for us to do anymore.
yes,
If we're talking means the next generation will be talking. But if we're doing, it means that the next generation after us will pick up where we left.
yes,
You know, in South Africa, we have a beautiful history. We have a beautiful narrative where the people before us, have left the legacy of togetherness, of Ubuntu. What can happen if everybody holds hands and
yeah,
have the same interest? What what is taking us forward? Is respect one of those things? Do Africans want to be respected? Do Africans want to be forgotten? Do Africans want to lead? Do Africans want to change the narrative? What is it? What do we want? What do we want to achieve in the next 5 years? What do we want all the kids to say about us? What
yes.
stories will be told about us? So yeah, that's where I am. I'm
Um,
living my truth. Wherever I'm placed, it's not about where I am geographically. It's
Yeah,
where I am mentally. Where are
yes,
Africans mentally? You know, a lot of times African Americans will say, "Oh, they're proudly African," but where do they take their businesses? Are the businesses planted where they are, or are the businesses planted at home?
exactly.
Why is it that we don't have anything that we can point with our hands?
Wow.
That
And
shows
Busi,
that, okay, I went overseas to get some skill and I took it back home. Did they take it back home? Or
yes.
did we take it back home? You know?
I just read a story of some lady in America. She's just a cleaner, but she built a big hotel in Dakar, Senegal, and yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa. So
That's
so that is exactly what you're talking about. You might be anywhere, but
but
mentally, do you? Yeah, Mr. Jamu, go on.
no, I was going to say that on this side, what a lot of people don't understand is that the very government that we're under has people who are paid to make sure that people of African descent that classify themselves as Americans never ever deal with people in Africa or the continent. I started a nonprofit. I started many businesses on this side. I buy all my clothing from Nigeria. I buy all of my clothing from Nigeria. I buy all of my clothes. I wear Nigerian clothing every day. My money, one third of my salary or even more, goes to that side. I am under attack. I am under attack by
Mm.
authorities. I'm questioned. Why are you dealing with the continent? Why are you doing it? I'm looking at them. I'm African descent. What do you expect me to do? You told me I was American when I was born, and then right away you learn how much you're not American. So the only place to face is the continent.
Mm.
That's the only place. So we know that on this side. Some of us try to hide it and overlook it. But the point I'm trying to make is that talk is over. Like like I talk to my mother all the time. I talk to my dad, and they're like, you could have all the greatest ideas in the world. You could love your people. You could love Africa. But if you don't have any wealth and you don't have any money, how are you gonna get that going? How are you gonna move? How are you gonna set up stuff? How are you gonna exchange? How are you gonna build this economic system that you want to build, or that, you know? And I'm all about collective economics, but if we can't trust one another and we don't have love of self first and foremost, all of that stuff is just talk. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen. So I know about Soweto. I know about Stephen Biko. I know about Chris. What's his name? The Chris. What's that brother's name? The, oh man.
Jabu. Jabu.
The,
Jabu is his
Chris
name.
Honey.
I know about all of that.
I'm
I know
here.
about all
I'm
those
here.
leaders. I've read
here.
about all that stuff.
Chris Honey.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. So the thing is that we're well educated on this side. We want to work with that side, but believe you me, but there's people who are like there in the way, and it's very frustrating. You know, there's ways of getting around certain things, but we need that trust on both sides. You would have to trust us, and we would have to trust you, even though we've never seen you, even though we may have never seen you or physically spoken to you. That has to be established. And if we don't do it now, it's never going to be done. Ever going to
I'm
be done.
here. I'm here.
All right, all right. I hear you. I see. I've been listening. I've been listening, and I agree. And you know, I mean, I was even questioned when I tried to go get my passport to go to that side. State Department questioning me for what? I'm like, well, I can't go nowhere. I can't go. I mean, what? I'm a U.S. citizen supposedly, so I can't just, you know. So the thing is a lot of people don't realize that when you try to do something and it's not in the interest of certain individuals, then there's that variable that kind of is there, and you're like, man, you know, and you know, it comes a point where the person has to say, is the unity of Africa more important than your own safety or your family's safety? That comes, there's a question that comes up. Does that override that, you know? And my thing is, yes. My thing is, like, if we're gonna do something, you got to do it. Like, you could talk all day. That I agree. You can talk all day, plan all day, but as soon as you start doing something, that's when certain people's eyebrows go up. Eyes start getting big and wide because they're trying to figure out what they're doing now. Yeah, that's always been the case. That's always been the case.
Oh yeah.
That's always been the case. But we can't let that stop us. You can't let that stop nobody. You got to keep moving forward.
Wow.
So and then on this side, at least where I'm at in Orlando, I'm telling brothers to support Africa. I'm telling brothers, hey, if we put our money together, we could do more on that side than on this side. We could actually buy houses in Soweto. We can buy a whole housing developments. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all put $5,000 in. I mean, you know, oh, brother, I don't know, because on that side, people are very this and that, blah, 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 blah. And these are African people. These are people, well, whatever you want to call them, black people, whatever you want to call them. And you're looking at them like, there's a chance to do something. Let's do it, and let's come together, and let's you know. And I don't know, that's a dream, and blah blah blah, Ray, because you can't always do it by yourself.
Let me make you an example. I've got cousins in DC and all around the US. They are sisters, married, and been there for more than 10, 15 years. Just about a couple of months ago, I said to one of my aunts, she's about to retire, and I said, hey, you know, if you could start pouring in some things right now, we can invest it on good things, you know. So by the time you say you're retiring, and she said to me, you know, I can't even take out more than 10,000 USD to send it to you.
Right. That's
you know?
true.
Yeah. And I said, perhaps maybe do it by 1,000, because we've got vehicles where you can invest it into, you know, and start growing. Because if you guys teamed up together, like you're saying right now, and brought in the dollar value to this side, guys, we can do wonders, but we need to build it slowly. I mean, one of the projects is I assigned a late friend of mine's sister who lives in I'll remember just now, but she's been in the US forever as well. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to prepare tourism packages to come to Soweto, not even in South Africa, to come to Soweto. And we sell them directly from you. You become our agent. Somebody gets on the plane. When you land at OR Tambo, you sit at our lounge, Soweto Lounge, at OR Tambo, and you get picked up by our own shuttle service to bring you to Soweto. So there's no third party involved in there. We're doing direct business. When you book with us, and we do exchange all of those things that we can do in addition to that. But basically what we were saying is we can start a trade together. You guys being based there, we being here, and cut off the middleman. Rather than you coming to South Africa, you're coming to Soweto, but you're going to go live in Sandton, and you come to Soweto as a tourist.
Right.
And you're on and off.
Now, I'm definitely very interested in that. There's a brother on this side. He's from Azania. He's from what you guys call South Africa. He works with me. And from talking to him for the past month, I already know if I retire, I'm better off on that side than I am on this side.
Of course.
He showed me his house. He showed me this brother. This is a brother. He showed me his house it's in Soweto, I believe, or it's outside Johannesburg. He showed me his house. It's next to a river. This brother's like, yo, it only costs this much. And I'm like, oh man, I'm better off over there than I am here. So the next time he goes, I'm gonna be going with him, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna do that side is I'm gonna go over to that side and I'm gonna start my own bank account in Azania. I'm gonna put my name on the account in Azania. And then let somebody tell me you can't move money from this side to that side. It's my account. I established it when I was over there. You see, so I think there's some ways around a lot of this political things that are going on, preventing people to link up and so forth. People understand now that people are starting to wake up. People are starting to unify. And people are actually starting to do stuff. I like your idea about the travel thing and all of that. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't. If I went to Johannesburg, I don't want to stay in Johannesburg.
Yeah.
I don't want to be around. I don't want to be around the same people I've been looking at for the last 49 years. I want to go to Soweto and be around people that look like me.
Yeah. When you want to call your own brother up the road, you scream. You scream and you call them. You don't have to whisper.
Yeah, I'm just going to be straight up. So the thing is that if we don't love ourselves and we don't support our own, nobody else is. And at the same time, you still got to deal with other people on the planet because they still on the planet. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. But at first, like you say, your house has to be clean. Your table got to be wide enough for everybody to sit down and eat. Once you get that done, metaphorically, then everything else can fall into place.
Amen.
Yes.
So next time we sit on the table, let's have a plan of action.
Okay. I'm down with that. I mean, if King Fazen is down with that and Brother Timothy, I'm down with that. Yeah, I mean, I want to do something, man, because I mean, I've been saving up all this money on this side, and all that. We know
so much. We know so much about Rambo. We know what he does. We know so much about Schwarzenegger. We know what he does. But where's our Rambo? Where's our Schwarzenegger?
No, we got him too. We got a lot of Schwarzeneggers and Rambos, way before they even thought about being Rambo or Schwarzenegger.
Exactly.
We already have it. Yeah, we already had that. Yeah, we got brothers 7 feet tall, 8 feet tall, and so we got can be considered giants.
Yeah.
I agree with you. The narrative has to be changed.
My great grandfather was the warrior next to Shaka Zulu. My great grandfather was the popular warrior Mzilikazi Kamashobane next to Shaka Zulu. So it is not fluke. It is not fluke that something has to happen.
Right.
Do you
Right.
understand?
And if that is the case, then it's time to let that warrior spirit, that warrior mindset be
Yeah,
used. It's time.
that,
All this, yeah. So
that's the
I
missing
agree
link.
with you. I agree with you, man. Like when I get on Zoom calls with my nonprofit, we may be on for 15 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
We get on, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, and you got to check back with us in 2 days. All right, bye. All that talk. How you doing? How's everything going? How's it? Oh, you miss me? Oh, I miss you. Oh, what happened the other day? Ain't I got time for that. I don't got time for that. What do we got to do? When's the deadline? Let's do it. That's all I'm saying.
That's powerful. That's powerful, Mr. Ajam. Timothy,
Where the brother go?
it
He
seems you're
left.
at the church. Is Mr. Timothy
Timothy's
on
in
the
a.
pulpit?
I think. I'm not sure if he's in the church. He
Yes,
said
let's
something
do it,
about the
guys.
Queen
No
Mother.
more asking for permission.
Oh, okay. That's great. But then, Busi, I think you following, and if I should tell you guys a little about Brother Ajamu, we've been together like a very long time, and we've been pushing this dream of uniting Africa, the United New African Family. We have our presence at least in 15 different African countries, and we are pushing every day to get the unity. But like Jabu rightly said, the thing is this: even family, if family comes together and there is no activity,
I'm
it
sorry.
will,
Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah. If family comes together and there is no activity, what will happen is that that meeting would not end very well. That's the reason why people start fighting each other. You look
Yeah.
at South Africa. South Africa is that one country that every African will rather come to South Africa rather than to go to any European country. So, but the question now is, when they come together, so many of them, what is the activity?
Yeah.
Because we cannot blame South Africans that they're being xenophobic, because if there is no activity, if there is no progress or whatsoever, and there are so many people in one place, what do you expect? They will be fine. You understand? When resources are not so much, and there are so many people that are longing to feed on those resources, you will see what is called fight. So, in as much as we are preaching unity, we must know that the economic power
Yes.
is the greatest form of power. When
Yeah.
people are economically free, it becomes so hard for you to destabilize them. But when people are not economically free, it becomes very easy to destabilize them in whatever they are doing. I was talking to a friend from Congo, and I told him that did he actually know that Congo is the richest place on planet Earth? And he was like, "What are you saying?" I said, Exactly. All the resources, everything is in Congo. But why is it that they are everywhere? The place is very poor. But then the place is very rich, but it's giving birth to so many poor people. So, in as much as we talk about unity, if we are not economically free, even if we come together, the only thing we will do is to end up fighting each other.
There's one thing I call it the narrative. We need a new narrative, gentlemen. We need a new narrative. We need, because crying and complaining and will never take us anywhere. We will keep talking, like I said earlier on. That's why I don't last in talks. Because for me, I'd rather be sitting out there and be doing the garden than rather. Honestly. I love the element of us trying, doing, and doing till we cannot do anymore. Do you understand? And hence, already in my first talk with you guys, I was already giving you solutions that we're capable of. You know, you'll never know. That's why when you like that woman as she's walking down the street there, you'll
I
never
think
know
it's because
how she will react to you till you go to her. She's walking down the street. You can only whistle when you're over there if you're a coward. But if you really like what you're seeing, you're going to go to her and say hello. You'll deal with the reaction when she gives you the reaction. 3 years later, she's your wife sitting by your side because you took the action.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? So for me, it is very key that we take action in whatever format it comes in. You go to the laboratory to find results because you do tests. Where are we doing tests? Why are we not doing tests? And come up with experiments that we got results. What did we get? Okay, that means we must put more of this into this and that. You know, we're not experimenting. We're talking. We're never experimenting. Look, 52 countries. How many? 1.4 billion people? That's power. That is power. So how are we using that power? We want power in form of economy or in form of us liberating this brain. Because with us liberating this brain, if I'm able to pick up the phone in the morning and say, hey, Ajam, I'm ready, brother. Here's the plan of action. You know, let's start with 1 rand. Let's start with 10 rand. But here's the investments. Like Busi has come in and said, King came to see us. We've put that into action. We're transforming an industrial area that was completely dilapidated, and it's got economic possibilities that are beyond our imagination. We are a 380 kilometer squared radius with 5 million people that has potential to generate 100 billion rands. Do you know? That's 10 billion US dollars. Or 5 billion US dollars. We have that capability without relying on the city of Joburg, without relying on any other, just where we are. So those are numbers. Do you understand? How do we maximize on this element now? What do we grow here that can quadruple, into a serious economy? We are an economy as we sit. Everybody taps into us. Everybody. Annually GDP in excess of 200 billion rand. From the alcohol we consume to the food we consume, 5 million people. Do the numbers. So where are we basing our talks? Where are we channeling our talks? Because we can talk, but if we're talking, imagine we're sitting like this, it's now 1 hour and 3 minutes. All we're talking about is that yesterday we invested $20, the other day we invested $50 into this project. It's slowly but sure, we know in 3 years' time, we will see our return on investment.
Yeah.
Those are the languages we need to start putting onto these forums. And not using other platforms, but our own. I mean, how many black banks are there in the US that we can partner with?
Like maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah. Do you
Maybe.
understand?
Right.
Yeah. Why are we not breaking barriers and force this partnership and force this relationship with that bank, with us here in Soweto? Let's stop beating around the bush. It becomes a trade, an investment with Soweto. We've got a plan. We've got an economic development plan for Soweto. It's worth 4 billion rands to build a city. It's worth 4 billion rands to build a city. So who is hearing us? How do we get to their ears? We need our brothers and sisters who are on the other side, who's going to go to somebody else and say, hey, there's an opportunity here. These guys,
Wow.
here's their profile. This is what they are doing. We have witnessed it. We've seen it. They are in action. Here's,
Mm.
let's start with $10,000. Let's start with $5,000. Let's see, because there's trust elements. We have no white person living in Soweto, but we don't trust one another as Sowetans.
Mm.
5 million people living amongst themselves. They don't trust each other. So we've got a serious element of a narrative that needs to change. And that narrative starts with 5 people sitting on a call right now, changing the narrative. Because with us 5 here, it's our families around us. 1 is to 5. So we're talking to 25 people as we're speaking like this. Because you must go and tell your family that, look here, here's this is happening. And they watch you for 3 months, for 6 months. They see change. That means you've invested on something serious. Somebody's going. So we need to evolve. We need to move away from, we are very intelligent. I tell it to everybody. Busi will echo my words.
Yeah.
I tell it to everybody we sit within
Yeah,
a room,
that's
that
a
we
good
are
job.
very intelligent. We are very intelligent as different human beings, but what are we doing about it? We want to enter into a war room every
No,
day
Pujab, you're right.
instead
Let's
of,
use these platforms. Yeah.
yeah. We let's strategically think. Let's think. You know, when you're a child, when you're a teenager, actually, you're a rebel. You will go anywhere, anytime. You have no questioning time. You'll deal with the results later when you're a teenager. Then you realize that when you're 30 years old, that damn, I used to break rules like mad. I used to be anywhere I wanted at any time. Where
Mm-hmm.
does that disappear to when you go older? Why must it go? So why are we not channeling it for our kids? Make them take this bravery and use it to the right channels. So it is an element of us saying, what is the next action plan? That's why I say I would love to be invited on the next talk when we are implementing. We're talking to the 5 of us. We're saying we can be 10 of us. Let's implement, guys. Let's see how it works. Put it into trial.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you go to a team and you go for trial. They want to see if you're worth the investment. Do you understand? So
Mm-hmm.
let's put those things into trials. It's allowed to have mistakes. We're allowed to hit walls. We're allowed to break glasses in between. We're allowed to, but we cannot move if we don't try.
Mm-hmm.
Take the risk. Every business is a risk. Business is risk.
Mm-hmm.
Why are
I
we not
think
in business?
yeah. I think Mr. Jabu, I would love to have a meeting with you guys one on one. Since we are here in South Africa together, and
Yes.
like what you say makes so much sense. It's all about
Mm-hmm.
what can we do right now. You guys are already
Yes.
doing something. You guys are already
Yeah.
doing a wonderful job. Now, how can we link with our brothers in the United States? Because I tell
Yeah.
you something, Ajamu, Mr. Timothy, they are doing great stuff. That if I sit with you and I explain the things that they're doing, you will be really shocked. And
Yeah.
yeah, there are too many of them. So we can see how we can be able to 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 put them to collaborate with them, like you just gave example of tourism or whatsoever, or them having properties. I think Mr. Jamu once talk about this of having properties in Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we said like
Yeah, we did.
yeah, so we spoke about like
Good.
$1 million, a million. We were even talking of building a school in Malawi.
Mm-hmm.
And Timothy with Hademi, he's not busy now. He was going to explain to you. In fact, they are planning to establish schools all over the African countries. So I think with this side, we should push them and give them more this thing to do it, right?
Yeah.
We should assure them, just like what you say. We should assure them that, listen, we are here, we are ready to work, and for everything that they invest this side, they get to see it. They get to see it. Like the United New African Family, Ajamu is responsible for it in the whole of America, and he recruits a lot of people. So,
Yeah.
and he always tells me that these people is all about us having a structure. And as you talk about this, I'm looking at, okay, cool. I've not been working hard enough. You understand? Because these people, all they want is a trusted platform so that
Yeah.
they can be able to channel their money and their money is not lost. You
Right.
Mm.
understand? So for example, if they give money to you guys, let's say, and
Yeah.
with the projects that you are doing, and in 5 years to come, they have a percent in this, and that will settle them for life.
Yeah.
You understand? But we have to make them understand this things. We have to like write it on paper, get everything clear to them. So I know I will surely be coming to
Yeah.
Soweto. It's on the 20. I don't know when you guys are doing the final. There are 3 days.
Yeah,
It's the 20.
we are back on cleaning again now. Second phase of that project kicks in on Tuesday, so we are focused on that industrial area because we believe that there's potential to build an economy out of that platform. It's an industrial area, so
Yeah.
it can look at a multi dimension of products that can be developed there, whether be it furniture, whether be it windows, whether be upholstery. There's so much that is already potentially sitting there. But what we said in addition is that let us build a new look Soweto out of that space that we are in already. We're talking hotel, we're talking conference facilities, we're
Oh
talking
Yeah.
wow.
developing a green belt in that space that we're in, planting trees, cleaning the river. So we want
We
to,
got we
yeah,
got
you
a
know,
we got a sister in our group,
yeah,
and she's an engineer. She's a
yeah,
constructional engineer, and
yeah,
she has all kind of ideas for solar panel
yeah,
and Wi-Fi,
yeah,
good
yeah,
Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah. So why must we go to Slovakia to get Wi-Fi
yeah,
when
you
we
don't need
could
to go to
be?
the. Yeah.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah.
guys, we went.
Wow.
We
Yeah.
operate. Let me show you something.
Yeah.
Let me show you. This is the room we operate
Wow.
in. This is the room we operate in.
Oh wow. Yeah, I see
That's
the
my
note.
brother over there.
Hey, what's up, brother?
This is the room we operate in. We've gone as far as talking to Serena and
Yeah.
Venus Williams.
In Venezuela?
Yeah. We
Yeah,
were bringing in Serena and Venus Williams. Now it's been pushed to 2023.
because you guys know I speak Spanish fluently. Yeah,
So I'm
I got
saying no.
connections in
I'm
South
talking
America.
about the Williams sisters.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
the
the
tennis
Williams, I
guys.
got you
Oh
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
tennis. I
yeah,
got you.
Yeah. We've engaged their agent. We're bringing Serena and Venus Williams to Soweto.
Oh
Wow.
wow. Yeah, they'll give money. They got plenty of it.
So
I
Yes.
mean,
Then
I
it's
mean,
this
they're
is,
easier.
they're interested in the continent. They're interested in the continent, as far as I know.
Yeah.
but that's how far we break the
Yeah.
laws.
Wow.
That's how far we break the laws from the little resources that we have.
Wow. Yeah, I gotta
So
get
Yeah.
your contact number, brother.
That's the kind of team that we are in
yeah,
Soweto.
in in
Guys,
Yeah.
in,
we
in 2019, when the Soweto
yeah.
International Jazz Festival was hosted here, I transported 120 artists from dominantly the US and Jamaica as well, because it included Third World. The group Third World also came down. So I
Yeah.
had the privilege of engaging with all these musicians and transporting them, and we marketed ourselves because we gave them brochures that if they want to come back to Soweto, they must talk to us directly. So we are hands-on. We are not saying somebody did it.
Right.
Yes.
So
That's what I like.
I'm saying to you, we can send you information. We're now in the process of taking our websites to another level. E-commerce website, you can book from wherever you are in the world and deal with us directly. So we are looking at opening those avenues.
Huh.
If Dubai was done in 5 years on top of water, what is stopping us on land?
Nothing but us. Yeah, nothing.
It's only you and other products from the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So, guys, it is upon us as to how we move forward, what it is that we put on the table, and let's be practical. Let's be practical. Let's be honest. Trust is a very, for us as Africans, trust is easy. I will not lie to you, because we're born with it.
Yeah.
It's easy to meet on the streets. How you doing, bro? I'm good. My name is so and so, and we start a relationship just like that. We just need to extend it to the next level. Discipline, you know. And otherwise we will take forever pointing fingers. We're always pointing fingers. So and so did this. Hey, I don't trust this one. Hey, I don't trust this one. We're going nowhere. We're going nowhere.
Right.
Yeah.
But not anymore.
Yeah.
Let's going
do
somewhere
this.
now.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's have a different subject tomorrow. Let's have a progressive subject tomorrow. Let's share information with you guys. Let's show you where we are, what we're doing, so that it builds the confidence to you as well. You know?
Okay.
King has already been in the midst of our action. So we will make sure we can form a group. I mean, we've got the WhatsApps of this world and all of those things. Let's form a group. You guys see us daily. This is the action we did today, because that's what we want to do now. We're documenting every day as we go, you know. So that we're able to tell. We don't have our own history, guys. Where's our history?
Yeah.
So the project that we are doing now, we based it on our grandfather called Umakepula. Makepula was the old man who, when in the beginning of Soweto in the early 30s, when he realized that we are cramped up, people are cramped up in some space, he took on a horse ride, he took 200 women and kids and went to empty field and said, you guys start building your homes here. And that's how Soweto started expanding. So with September being our Heritage Month, we dedicated this month as a tribute to him, as Umakepula. He taught us something. He taught us to go out there and get it, you know. So we want to commemorate this. We want to build on it. We want to do tours around it and educate people where this part of Soweto called Orlando comes from. Who's the man behind it? You know, those narratives are missing. Nobody's scribbling them. Nobody's documenting them. So that's what we're doing now.
Yeah, I'm real big on history and so forth, because I teach history. That's my profession. I'm actually a world history teacher. So, yeah.
Yeah. You know, it
really
didn't
important.
end there. It didn't end there with Shaka Zulu or Mandela. Why are we picking in the lot when we have so many people? You know, we have the president of the country coming from Soweto. We have the president of the CAF champion football. CAF football president comes from Soweto. I mean, globally, how many people are from Soweto? If we can really call them out and let them come out, you will be shocked.
Yeah.
You'll be shocked.
A lot of great minds come out of Soweto. Yeah.
Because we've got the resilient element. Guys, underneath us is gold. Gold is an energy on its own. If you look at what gold does as an energy to you as a human being, you'll understand why we're resilient. You'll understand why we've got that attitude. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Because we are rubbing against a certain mineral that gives us a certain mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? So
Yes.
we want to ride on it. We are riding on it like mad.
Mm-hmm.
So it is important to channel our energies to the right places, use our resources accordingly, start having relationships that are built from handshake as brothers. Do you understand? Yes, we will
Yeah.
have paperwork, but the handshake is just the key. So
Right.
let's evolve. Let's evolve. Let's go to space. Why are we watching so-called
Yes.
billionaire
Mm.
young people and old people going to space, playing around with their toys as if we can't build those toys?
Right. Because
Do you
yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Oh
We
yeah.
can
I
build those
understand.
toys.
Yeah.
The same ones, even better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's
No, we hear
create
you.
those platforms to build those
Yeah,
toys.
we hear you. Let's advance. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we say Magwande, let it grow. Magwande, let it grow.
Mm.
Magwande, let it grow.
Magwande, bro. Let it
Yeah.
grow. Let's
Let
grow.
it grow.
Let's plant
Yes.
this seed. Let's water this seed. Let's take care of. Do not allow grass to grow under your feet.
Mm.
Mm.
That means you're going nowhere. You're stuck.
Right.
Mm.
Mm.
So let's we've got a
Yes.
seed. We've planted it. Let's water it. Let's
Mm-hmm.
watch it grow.
Yeah.
Let's be patient. Let's build around it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
You
I
see,
appreciate this. I'm overwhelmed, guys.
I, I,
Same.
uh, I'm more appreciative, Mr. Jabu. When I came there, I never saw you. I met with Sfiso and Busi. Those are the people I saw when I came
Yeah.
there. I never got
Oh.
opportunity to see you.
Yeah.
But when you guys are doing the final whatever, is it on the 25th of September or what? I will
Yeah.
surely be there. Yeah, I will
Yeah.
surely be there. And in
Yeah.
fact, if I am opportune from work to come down there within the week, I will still come down there
Yeah.
within the week. I want us to sit together, put all of this thing on paper, and now
Yeah.
try to connect with our brothers on the other side
Yes.
and tell them
Yes.
the project specifically that we will want them to invest in
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
they will they
Yeah.
will they will know
Yeah.
what they want
And
to do.
and and
No,
also
man,
King.
I really appreciate you. Yeah,
And also King, one very
you wanna say
important
something?
thing that one thing that we do every time is that instead of when people have put together something and you see mistakes, let's stop being objective and crushing things. Fix the mistake. Say, brothers, you've missed a point here and there. If we can do things like this here and there, we can even be
Exactly.
better. Add value to ideas rather
Exactly.
than kicking them out of the window.
Exactly.
Highlight
Exactly.
things that are missing and build a positive
Exactly.
element.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So we've got
No,
technology in our
that
hands.
is
It's
word,
gonna
man. That is word.
technology is gonna make us move 10 times quicker.
Oh.
Mm.
Yeah.
Technology
Yeah.
is gonna
Yeah.
make us move 10 times
Yeah.
quicker. Let's take the advantages that technology is bringing for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, like Jabu said, we could talk. We could talk forever if
Yeah.
Yeah.
if we don't
Yeah.
if we don't try to
Cool.
like round up. We are gonna talk forever. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the conversation is like so awesome
Yeah.
and it is productive. And
Yeah.
Mr. Ajamu, we tell you we've been doing this show like every Sunday. We've been doing it like
Mm-hmm.
every Sunday. But this is the episode that after doing it, we know that we got to do another thing tomorrow, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wasn't just a talk show today.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
more like a wake up call to us to
Yeah.
get up
Yeah.
and do something. Now we
Yeah.
so much appreciate you guys, Jabu. We appreciate you, my brother.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
we really really appreciate you. And
You got his. You
Yeah.
got
Busi,
his.
I
You
had the
got his contact
opportunity to.
information.
Yeah. I do.
Sorry.
You got his contact information?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna share them with you.
Uh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna share
Okay.
them with you when I'm done here. So
Okay.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
yeah, so
Thank you,
Busi, thank
guys.
you so much. I had the
Yeah.
opportunity to meet with you when I was in Soweto, and I
Wow.
look forward to seeing you again. So
Yeah.
before we go,
Yes.
Busi, can you say one or two things for those people who are streaming,
Thank you, guys.
and Jabu will do the same. Then we run up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go, Busi. Busi.
She's on and
Yes,
she's
no,
unmuted.
the people, the advancement, the education side, the cultural side. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hello?
Yeah, we
We'll
can hear
keep you
Yes.
you.
guys updated. We'll keep you guys
Okay.
updated on any new developments that happens in Soweto. You know, the cleaning,
Mm.
the heritage side,
Okay.
developing in Soweto. We'll keep you guys updated. Thank you so much for giving us the platform to share with everybody overseas. You guys are welcome here. You know, we'll make sure that we're accountable for all the advance, for all the investments that you guys are going to bring into our city. Yeah,
Mm.
it's a new era. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I will also add to say, think positive, do positive.
Thank you, guys.
That's
Mm.
that's
You're
that's
welcome.
how I apply, and that's our rules. We think positive, we do positive,
Hmm.
because we believe that those
Yes,
energies, what we say out of our
yes.
mouths, will yield the results we want.
Hmm.
Wow. Thank you so much, Jabu.
Okay, guys.
All right.
So, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this episode, and you can all agree with me that it was
Mm.
just super awesome. So, brother Ajamu, can you just see us out of the studio by saying one or two things? Then we gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Time for talk is over. Time for action
Yeah.
has begun.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Talk time over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
with those words from our
Mm.
brother from Orlando, Florida, um, Ajamuniche. And you guys know that this man got the African name by himself. It wasn't the name that his parent gave to him. But that is
Yeah.
awesome.
I changed
So
my yeah, my
we
American
have
name
to
to
say,
African name. Hmm. I changed it.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end the show right here.
Okay.
So, Mr. Ajamu, we are done.
All right.